I want to bring in now B. Riley Wealth, and management chief market strategist Art Hogan. And Art, before we get to your stock picks, I want to talk about bigger picture for a moment. You keep sharpening your pencil and you keep getting better numbers. So let's just kind of talk about your target, 7,600, and what it gets us there this year.
Yeah, so I think if you look at the current estimate for earnings for the S&P 500 for this year, as we entered the year, stood at about $306 or $307. I bumped that up because that's always conservative. So let's call that 315 and put the same multiple we closed out on a trailing basis for the last 5 years would get you to, call it 76, 7,700. And I think that is probably conservative. I say that because we're going to have stronger earnings growth this year likely than we did last year. And it's going to come from more places, as you mentioned. So it's not just communication services and technology. We're seeing a broadening out in that earnings growth. So I think that's the real driver here. You got productivity gains, you got strong GDP growth. I think that's going to be the story of 2026.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, looking at this, it's hard to argue with any of this stuff. We know we're on a move. The nation's on a move. There's the fourth industrial revolution. All of these things are playing a major role. I'm thinking 7,600. Before the year's over, you may have to bump that number. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of a classy problem to have, Charles.
Absolutely. All right, so let's get to some stock picks now. Let's talk about them: Apple, Broadcom, and NVIDIA. Let's go with Apple. Apple was seen as one of these sort of missing out on the AI trade last year. They had the product, the cycle, really, the i17, I think, breathed some life into them, but they've still been somewhat lackluster.
Yeah, they've been lackluster, but I think people are ignoring three things. And one is that they were able to win the court case with Alphabet and Google to continue getting paid by Alphabet to be the browser that of choice on $2 billion install base. On top of that, they're going to use Gemini to actually make Apple Intelligence smarter. So, when they talk about, for the last 3 years, we've been talking about when's Apple going to say something about AI? They did, and I think this is going to be amazing. So on top of the 17, you've got their foray into AI, and they're not paying billions for it.
It's interesting. I didn't realize Broadcom was down 20% from the high until this morning when I did my numbers. I have subscribers in it. We're really comfortable, not, maybe by the dip. I do want to ask about NVIDIA because it's stalled here for a long time, even though they keep having good news. But I was saying the last week, it acts like it wants to take off.
It certainly does. And you're not going to see this with a 25 multiple when it's growing its revenues and earnings north of 60% and throwing off 70% gross margin. So if you looked at a 5-year stack of NVIDIA, this is as cheap as you've ever seen it. While on a price basis, obviously it's more expensive. On a multiple basis, it's as cheap as it gets. And yet, you have to believe, agnostic to where you stand on the AI revolution and what inning we're in, they have years and years of demand ahead of them as we go from agentic AI into robotics, and NVIDIA is going to be at the tip of the sword for all of that.
Yeah, and the whole inference phase. Hey, I'm going to talk about memory. You've got AMD and NVIDIA again. AMD, listen, it was in the shadows of Intel for a long time. The CEO's become somewhat of a superstar. So AMD is another name that you would hold on to, despite periodic volatility.
Yeah, you're going to have volatility, but we put this on the focus list last year at about half of the price it's trading at now, and we called it the poor man's NVIDIA, and for a reason. But it's when we get to a place where you're going to need compute power, but you're not going to need the latest version of NVIDIA, you're going to AMD, and that's going to come in when small language models, independent businesses start adopting their own artificial intelligence, and that's where AMD comes in.
That was a really cute way of saying we doubled money for people in just less than a year. I like the way you did that, Art. Hey, I can't let you go. I know I read you maybe don't have official coverage on Intel, but you like what management is doing. This has become the stock to watch. They report after the close. It's been a juggernaut this year. What are you anticipating?
Yeah, three legs of the stool here. So Intel obviously is one of the preferred nation manufacturers that has repatriated. They're building out the fabs. They've got a 10% investment from the United States. All of those things are positive and play into the recent move we've seen from 18 to 45. I think one of the problems is, and the other large piece here is that we've discovered that the further along you get to agentic AI, the more you have to refresh core compute in the data center. So the demand for Intel chips and all memory is going to be a 4x more than we thought it was going to be last year. So that's a big story here. The only problem with this, when you come in reporting earnings at or near all-time highs, the initial reaction function is difficult. If this thing pulls back to the 40 level where the 250 days sort of converge a bit, I think that's going to be another buying opportunity in Intel.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, Art. Thanks a lot, my man. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.